Hello and thank you so much for joining me today. So today I want to do something a little bit different for the channel, and let's take that old adage of the best camera you have is the one you have on you. And by that I'm going to be using the iPhone. So I've got the iPhone Pro, the 15 Pro, and I'm going to see how good it is at taking photos. Not probably compared to my DSLR, because obviously the sensor is going to be completely different size. So you're still going to get a good photo, so that's what I want to do. I want to see how easy it is to get a good photo with an iPhone 15 Pro. And just quickly as well, you might see some people in the comments who might put, you know, oh, he's only doing this video because he left his camera at home. I don't do that. So let's jump in. All right, so we are on Hound Tor on Dartmoor National Park. So the first shot I want to get is Hound Tor with the rocks obviously in the background and some of these ferns in the foreground. So let's see what that's going to look like. So I'm always a bit dubious with phones because the focal lengths, I mean, we're 1.6 times and we can go all the way up to 15 times. So, I mean, it's digital zoom, so how well is that going to look? How good is that going to translate once you take the photo? So I think maybe a little bit. So we've got this rock here. I'm not sure if the camera's pointed at you because it's strapped to my chest. The tree, the rock, and then the rocks here, and then including all this foreground element and a little bit of the sky, because I really like the clouds today. They absolutely look, nope, I'm going to put that on raw just to see whether that makes any difference. Yeah, they look, some of these clouds are absolutely awesome. Look how beautiful they look. I'm obsessed with clouds, but look down here, you can see the depth as it goes down down through the, I want to say valley, but I don't know what that is. Across Dartmoor. So yeah, that's the first one in the bag. So one of the good things about shooting on an iPhone or a smartphone is you have a lot more options when it comes to your position. So if you imagine you're coming up to a scene like this, you've got this tree, and on a DSLR you've got to get your camera out your bag, put your tripod down maybe, go through all the motions of that sort of stuff. With a smartphone you can whip it out, take a photo, and no, I don't really like that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, I'm going to come down a little bit lower just to get the separation on the tree, and then take that. Nope, it's not in RAW. That's the only thing that annoys me with this. You put it in RAW, but it switches it off again every time you close your camera. So yeah, that's a bit frustrating, but hey ho. So yeah, so you can get down, you can get into angles that is a lot easier because you've got a big bulky camera with a big bulky lens on it, and it makes it a little bit harder to get the shot that you want. Obviously we're talking amateur, you know, not really that too bothered about photography. You want a professional shot, you're not going to whip out your iPhone. I actually quite like this shot, to be fair. But again, I don't know if it's too low. I don't know. I'll turn RAW back on. Yeah. So this is from a very amateur point of view. So it's not from, we're not talking go out and ditch your professional camera and pick yourself up a phone. This is purely experimental because I did leave my, because I just wanted to try it out really. We get a bit of sun on these rocks just up here. It's coming out, look at that. Oh, looks beautiful. Look at that. Through the phone, that looks incredible. And I'm back off RAW again, goddamn. Yeah, that looks amazing. On the back of the phone, but obviously it has so much processing going on it, so it's hard to see what you're really taking a photo of. But yeah, I'm just looking at that. I would ditch the camera if they come out as well. But I don't think it will. Let me know what you think in the comments. Quality just as good as a DSLR? What's your thoughts on this? There we go. Oh, So no, it's on raw still. Wow. That cloud coming over. Let's get up a little bit closer, shall we? So I did lose the A roll for this where I talked to camera, but I do still have the B roll, and that's why I'm talking over this now. And I just wanted to say I got these photos back into Lightroom, and editing them up, I think the quality is really good and it stands up really well on social media platforms. However, I think you would lose quality once trying to print them. I do go on to talk about the settings, but I talk about the settings specific to taking a photo, not editing the photo, because I was going to edit them in Lightroom. Although you still can edit them in Lightroom on the phone, I didn't talk about that in this video. So there are a lot of choices that you can do on phones nowadays. So we've got RAW, and let me just hold that down. So we got HEIF Max, RAW 12 and RAW Max. So we've got 3 different RAW types of files that we can use. We've got a focal range of 0.5, whatever this is, whatever this is for zoom, up to 15, so I'm not sure what that converts to for an actual camera. You'll also have, if you swipe up, I think, yep, I'm sure it is. No, there you go. If you have more controls, so you can change your crop, so you can get a square and a 16.9. You've got the exposure, you can adjust your exposure, make it brighter and darker. Let's put that back to 0. You can also change the filters on it, so you got warm, cool, all that sort of stuff. And also you can, what was the other thing you can do on this that I don't ever use? I don't ever really use any of these features, which I should do: self timer and flash. So you have a few options, and also you have depth of field as well when you're taking a photo. So I can hold on this and lock the focus on this point here. So when I'm taking a photo, I can move my camera, and then with the depth of field I can focus up here. I don't know how it will show on, does it come out as well? Yeah, that's a bit better. So I can come in nice and close, focus on this tree, but then I can also change the focal point to the rocks. So I can change depth of field. You don't have the same amount of control, obviously, as a phone, as a proper camera. You can't change the aperture manually, even though it does have aperture. It goes down to f2 point something, I can't remember what it is. I can't seem to find any way to actually control the aperture myself or the shutter speed. I do believe there's third-party apps that you can use. Nice foxglove over here. So I do believe there are third-party apps that you can use, but I haven't used them before, so I couldn't really comment on that. So there are a lot of possibilities with a phone. So if you're just your amateur photographer, or you're just your everyday photographer, or even if you're a pro and you just don't want to take a camera out with you, you can get some nice photos, possibly from some better angles than you would ordinarily get them with your camera. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, let me know in the comments whether you're anything like this, whether your camera's in the bag until you get to the composition shot. And a lot of times I walk around and think, oh, that would make a nice photo, that would make a nice photo, but never actually take the photo because my camera's in my bag. So I guess using your phone, you're going to get a lot more shots, but then obviously you'll compromise on quality. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just me. So one final image on this tree here, should just blossom in, or maybe a couple of images of it, one while the sun's out on it maybe. We've got that nice shadow, but the background's a bit rubbish. Let's come round a bit, let's have a look what it looks like from this angle. So let's get right down on it first. And then let's come out a little bit further away and get the rocks maybe in the background. Yeah. It's a photo, it's a photo, it's a photo. It looks okay. There you go. Done. So there you go, smartphone photography. How do you take your photos? For me personally, it's DSLR most of the way, and occasionally, like, well, I'll do kids' photos on the phone, so I'm out with the family and stuff, I'll take photos on my phone all the time. So I use it a lot for that, but my main photography, I do obviously iPhone for composition scouting and stuff like that, but not very often. Even then, I'm normally out with my actual camera just taking shots on that because I just find it easier. It's something I enjoy. So there you go. So it just leaves me to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.